my situation, I breastfed. I literally stayed in the hospital for 2 extra days to breastfeed. I just didn't move. I said I stay until I get this down. So I left for a few days. And it was obviously it's so painful to begin with. And it's so tricky as a first time parent as well. So that was with July. And also with him, he was someone who only ate little and often. So he'll take a little bit and then he'll go off. And then he'll eat a little bit again and he'll go off. So I guess in that sense I couldn't regulate how much he was eating. And because he was quite a slender baby, I was quite concerned, like, are you eating enough? And I was quite a little bit anal in having him weighed regularly because I was like, is this milk doing anything for you? I can't see you putting on any weight. Or I guess if you were bottle feeding, like because you measure everything out, and even if the baby did eat, even if the child did eat a lot, you should know how much they're eating to then decide if you're going to give them more, if you're going to give them less. But I was literally going on like blind faith. Thinking, okay, I'm feeding you, and I'm just hoping that you're eating enough.
I guess in a way I was doing the same. I was feeding on demand. So really, just because my midwife and health visitor both told me when they need to feed, and of course you try and feed them every 2-3 hours to start with. You just have to make sure you feed them often. But if they're feeding for a short time, you just make sure you feed them as often as possible. But for me, it wasn't something I thought about deeply, or it was just I just kind of have had my first daughter, David, and automatically I just fed. I didn't think about shall I give her a bottle or shall I breastfeed. But for me, I was lucky enough it all went smoothly. The first time she fed for like half an hour, 45 minutes. Yes, I didn't have any problem. And then that just went on. I didn't have to stay in the hospital. I didn't have any issue with breastfeeding to be honest. I feel very lucky because we have to establish the fact that there are moms who can't breastfeed for medical reasons. There are moms who have problems in feeding because it could be their body, it could be the child, latching issues, and I know a few moms who really struggled in it, and it was not possible, so they had to bottle feed.
Same for my sister because she ended up with mastitis, but her child was just not latching on properly. He was literally just biting. So with the doctors and the nurses in Switzerland, they're like, if you can't do it, don't do it. Just go straight to bottle. Just bottle feed. And she was grateful for that. But sometimes I think in the UK we're more pressured to go out. You have to breastfeed. Like you constantly pushed. And I'm not saying that that's wrong or that's right, but I think there is a little bit. It might be too much pressure on breastfeeding for those who can't do it.
I think here in England it's more pressure about bottle feeding because I noticed that many moms will start with the bottle immediately. And a few days ago I was just sitting on one playgroup and a few moms came. It was newborn, maybe 2-3 weeks. They all hold a bottle. For me it was so difficult to take one t-shirt off, the other t-shirt off, then put his head, then is he gonna take how it should be or not? And I can say I had a lot of milk. It was just leaking.
Wow.
I had that breast pad. Few months it was just leaking. And he was breastfed till his 5-6 months, and then after 5-6 months my milk it was weak and he didn't put on his weight. And then I start with the bottle, and he was taking 6 bottles every day, about 220, 240 milliliters, and the health visitor told me they literally want to take my head off because it was too much. But I thought that is not, because he was big baby, and he was 4 kilos, and he actually was just hungry. I couldn't like say, oh, don't take now this bottle, you will take afternoon. He was just sleeping and eating, sleeping and eating. And when he was 1 year old, I start with whole milk, just normal milk, and he's perfectly fine. Even today he will take 3 or 4 bottles milk plus food. And he's nearly 18 kilos. And so he's fine. He's
quite
fine.
tall as well.
Yes,
exactly.
yes, he is
Taller and
yes, and he actually telling to me, I want milk. You know, like just please 1 bottle for me. So
I think for me, there wasn't any good alternatives or anything non-dairy. So the only option that we had was like a soy-based formula, which, and the reviews of that were quite bad, especially when considering going to work as well. I think I would have struggled. There isn't really anything out there on the market which you can kind of say, yes, I want to use it and I know it will be good for my child.
I'm still thinking till some 5, 6, 7 months it should be breastfeeding. It will help in the way, about allergies, about immune system, about everything.
But then mind you, my first daughter has allergies, and I fed her until she was 1 year old. But in some areas you have to think about a child who's not really getting much from just being breastfed, so you have to give formula. So there is that as well to consider. There are many reasons why many women are not able to breastfeed. So I find it quite isolating and quite hurtful, to be honest. One thing you could say that would hurt, a mom is, you're not doing something because you're not bonding with your child. So I think it can be isolating, it can be hurtful. So that's one thing I don't agree with. The bonding issue.
I think they maybe want to show through breastfeeding and like bonding. It's like, oh yes, I'm holding my child and he will eat the food and that kind of thing is bonding. Like, okay, he's next to me, but I think there is so much more things to show the bond and make the bond between mother and a child.
It is an individual choice.
Exactly.
Women should be supported in whatever route they choose to take. Because every single person have their own reasons as to why they decide to feed in a certain way. It could be a lifestyle issue, it could be a health issue, it could be many different issues anyway. But I think this should be supported, not used to divide.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences on this topic, so feel free to comment below or find us on Instagram at the Mums Chinwag.